It's really interesting. A lot of them are just not looking at him at all, even though he's standing and talking.
Right.
That's really interesting. And nobody's amused, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, they just thought it was puzzling that they would be out considering all the things that have been said in this war between Blake and Justin.
And this human being was being so insecure and angry because this person couldn't get the scenes out. And I think I was so vulnerable and uncomfortable that I got screamed at me in front of the whole crew and say, you call yourself an actor, this is what I have to work with. What is this? You get off my set.
Welcome to Celeb City News, where we uncover the truth behind Hollywood's biggest names. Today, we're exposing the cracks in Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's picture-perfect image. And trust me, the tea is spilling fast. For years, they've been seen as the ultimate Hollywood power couple, witty, charming, and seemingly flawless. But behind the scenes, the reality might be very different. Blake Lively is now caught in a shocking legal battle with Justin Baldoni, and more stories about Ryan. Reynolds' difficult behavior are coming to light. Ryan's Deadpool director Tim Miller walked away from the franchise, calling him impossible to work with. TJ Miller, his own co-star, flat out refused to ever work with him again, no matter the paycheck. Even the cast of Jersey Shore had something to say, calling him out for being rude. And then there's the Rockies, Dwayne Johnson, who publicly backed an actress after a nightmare experience with a mystery co-star that many believe was Ryan. So, what's really going on behind closed doors? Stick around, because this Hollywood fairy tale might not be as perfect as it seems. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have always been seen as Hollywood's golden couple. But that image is starting to crumble. It all began with Blake Lively's shocking accusations against Justin Baldoni, claiming harassment. But Justin didn't stay quiet. He fired back with a massive $400 million lawsuit, accusing Blake of defamation, extortion, and trying to sabotage his film. As this legal battle unfolds, more and more celebrities are stepping forward, revealing troubling stories about Ryan Reynolds. Actress Rebecca Ferguson shared a disturbing experience with a co-star, describing how this actor humiliated her in front of the entire crew, belittled her acting, and even made her cry on set. It got so bad that she refused to face him during scenes. While she never mentioned any names, many believe she was talking about Ryan Reynolds, and she's not alone. Even Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson showed his support for Rebecca, praising her for standing up to this Hollywood bully. As more insiders speak out, it's becoming clear Ryan's nice guy image might just be a well-crafted illusion. The cracks in Ryan Reynolds' reputation just keep growing. Next up is his Deadpool co-star TJ Miller, who didn't hold back when talking about his experience working with Ryan. TJ made it clear he would never work with Ryan again, not even for double the paycheck.
I think after he got super famous from the first Deadpool, then yeah, things kind of changed. I think he was like, see, you guys see, would I work with him again? No.
No.
I would not work with him
that
again.
much, but you felt it coming from him.
Everybody did. That's why it was awkward. Everybody was like, why is Ryan doing this? And the other weird thing is, like, maybe he got, I think he's kind of an insecure dude. He's really nice, but I mean, his Twitter bio is showing you the parts of me that tested the best in focus groups. And I'm not sure that he's joking. I think that might actually be his real sentiment there.
According to TJ, Ryan went out of his way to put him down on set, making rude and unnecessary comments just to remind him who the real star was. The tension was obvious, and even the crew noticed how awkward things had become. But TJ isn't the only one who had issues with Ryan. Deadpool director Tim Miller also walked away from the franchise, calling Ryan impossible to work with. Tim put it simply, "I don't mind having a debate, but if I can't win, I don't want to play." With Ryan calling all the shots, Tim decided it wasn't worth the fight and walked away. When both a co-star and a director refuse to work with you again, it raises a big question. What's really going on behind the scenes? Ryan Reynolds' reputation isn't just crumbling in Hollywood. It seems to have affected his personal life too. His ex-wife, Scarlett Johansson, didn't hold back when talking about why their marriage fell apart. She hinted multiple times that the real issue was Ryan's jealousy and insecurity, especially as her career skyrocketed. While she was landing massive roles in Iron Man 2 and The Avengers, Ryan was struggling to reach the same level of success. And according to Scarlett, that created serious problems. She even admitted, "I don't like jealous behavior. I don't mind an occasional check-in, but when somebody is passive-aggressively jealous, it's unattractive because it shows insecurity. Controlling behavior is awful. nobody's going to say they love that. Her words paint a clear picture. Ryan wasn't just difficult to work with on set. Behind closed doors, he may have been just as controlling in his relationships. And here's where things get even messier. Ryan met Blake Lively on the set of Green Lantern while he was still married to Scarlett Johansson. Their chemistry was undeniable. And not long after, Ryan and Scarlett's marriage completely fell apart. With all the stories surfacing about Ryan's insecurities and controlling behavior, it's becoming clear that this pattern goes far beyond Hollywood. Even his personal life seems to have been affected. And get this, Evan, the Jersey Shore cast had something to say about Ryan Reynolds, and it wasn't good. When asked about the nastiest celebrity they'd ever met, Sammy Sweetheart Giancola tried to dodge the question. But Dina Cortese? She didn't hold back. She flat out said they were talking about Ryan Reynolds. She quickly tried to soften the blow, adding, "He wasn't great to us, but I still love Ryan and Blake." But let's be real, if you have to say that, then something definitely went down. Even Sammy hinted that maybe Ryan was just having a bad day. But the fact that his name even came up in the conversation says a lot. And they're not the only ones. More and more people are stepping forward with stories about Ryan's rude and dismissive attitude behind the scenes. Morena Baccarin was a major part of Deadpool, but by the sequel, her role was drastically reduced, leaving fans questioning why. Rumors suggest she had a falling out with Ryan Reynolds, and after that, she was quietly pushed aside. But it didn't end there. When Deadpool Wolverine became the talk of Hollywood, Morena was noticeably absent from all press events. At the premiere, she was spotted standing alone in red carpet photos while Ryan and the rest of the cast laughed and posed together. Fans couldn't help but notice the exclusion allegedly because Ryan didn't want her there. So, what really happened? Some believe it was a creative decision, while others say Ryan made sure she was left out after their rumored feud. Whatever the case, it's another example of someone being sidelined after crossing paths with Ryan Reynolds. So, what really went down between Ryan and Morena? Some believe it was simply a creative decision, while others suspect she challenged Ryan on something he didn't like and he made sure she was cut out. Either way, it seems like yet another case of Ryan pushing people out when they don't play by his rules. But Morena isn't the only one who's distanced herself from Ryan. Enter Jake Gyllenhaal. Ryan and Jake used to be incredibly close. During their press tour for Life, they were practically inseparable, cracking jokes and showing off their undeniable chemistry. But now, Jake won't even mention Ryan's name. Fans have noticed that Jake has completely distanced himself, and it doesn't seem like just a casual drift. So, what happened? Some believe Ryan's playful personality might have gone too far behind the scenes, crossing a line that Jake wasn't willing to tolerate. Whatever it was, Jake isn't entertaining him anymore, and the sudden change in their friendship has left fans wondering, what did Ryan do to make Jake walk away? Ryan Reynolds might be one of Hollywood's biggest names, but not everyone is impressed. Quentin Tarantino didn't hold back. When sharing his thoughts on the actor's career in a brutal takedown, Tarantino dismissed Reynolds as nothing more than a well-paid actor with no real quality projects. The legendary director made it clear he would never work with Ryan, criticizing the type of movies he stars in, especially those on Netflix. According to Tarantino, they may bring in money, but they're forgettable and lack real substance. That kind of criticism from a filmmaker of Tarantino's caliber is hard to ignore. It begs the question, is Ryan Reynolds truly an A-list star, or just someone cashing in on safe, high-paying roles? Ryan Reynolds once tried to put his own spin on a classic, but it backfired in a big way. He pitched a stoner-themed reboot of Home Alone called Stoned Alone, where a guy misses his flight, gets high, and has to defend his house from thieves. But legendary Home Alone director Chris Columbus was having none of it. He shut the idea down immediately, calling it an insult to cinema. To him, Ryan's version wasn't just unnecessary, it was downright disrespectful to the original. His advice? Just watch the classic instead of trying to ruin it. Getting rejected by an iconic director is bad enough, but being called an insult to cinema? That stings. Was Ryan pushing too hard to be edgy? Or is this just another sign that Hollywood still doesn't take him seriously? Ryan Reynolds may have a massive fan base, but inside Hollywood, not everyone is impressed. Just ask Gerard Butler. When someone compared his movie Gamer to Ryan's Free Guy, Butler didn't even pretend to care. His response? A dismissive shrug and a brutal statement, "I don't watch Ryan Reynolds movies." That wasn't just shade, it was a direct hit on Ryan's entire career. And Butler isn't alone. Quentin Tarantino has called Ryan nothing more than a well-paid actor with no real quality projects. Chris Columbus completely rejected his Home Alone reboot, calling it an insult to cinema. Even some of Ryan's co-stars have reportedly refused to work with him. For someone who seems like Hollywood's golden boy, the cracks are starting to show. Is Ryan Reynolds really the beloved A-lister he appears to be? Or is his reputation in the industry a lot shakier than fans realize? For years, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have been seen as Hollywood's golden couple, charming, funny, and completely unshakable. But now, that picture-perfect image is starting to crack. Ryan's reputation in the industry has taken hit after hit. Quentin Tarantino dismissed his career. Gerard Butler didn't even bother acknowledging his movies. And Home Alone director Chris Columbus shut down. One of his ideas is an insult to cinema. Co-stars have reportedly refused to work with him, and even his ex-wife, Scarlett Johansson, has hinted at his jealous and controlling nature. And then there's Blake. She's now caught in a $400 million lawsuit, adding even more pressure to their carefully crafted public image. With so many Hollywood insiders speaking out, it's getting harder to ignore the whispers. So, was it all just an act? And if the truth is finally coming out, how much longer can Ryan and Blake keep up the illusion?